Alright, so I'm Chris, and I'm going to review this week the movie Crash, which was written by Paul Haggis. Now, this movie is like one of those movies that you don't take your siblings to go see. I mean, it's one of those movies. This movie is filled with racial slurs and just language, and there's some nudity, but it's just, it's one of those you just don't take your sibling to go see. But, this movie, it's got a really profound message in it. It starts off where, the music is building and you hear a man's voice and he says, in LA, no one bumps into each other, not even on the street when they're walking, because everyone's in cars. And I think the reason why people get in car crashes is so that they can feel that contact with someone else. And I'm sitting there watching the movie going, what? What is this? Is this even the right movie? So, he gets out of the car and you're following a detective. And he's at a crime scene, and he sees something. He sees the dead kid. And it flashes back to the day before. So you're already in the middle of the story, and then they go, wait! And they pull you back. And then you're, okay, this is the background. Here. And you're following a group of people who are all connected somehow, and they've all dealing with stereotypes, judging, and racial issues. Because it points out that people on this planet, we stereotype. We judge. We see someone walking down the street and we're like, oh, he's not wearing clothes that I would think someone who is not going to hurt me is going to wear. He looks like a gangster. I'm going to avoid him. So because of what he looks like, or even because of the color of his skin, we turn around and go, oh, he's scary. We don't even give them a chance to say, hey, this is who I am. We don't give them the chance to show us, and we don't take the time to learn who they are. And so this movie, it portrays that. And, an audience member who's watching this goes, wow, this is an insane movie. And it's on the surface, it's saying, okay, we need to not judge because, this is bad. And it even makes you feel a little uncomfortable. But it's real life. I mean, they're issues that there actually are in life. And yeah, it's all compressed into a little tiny movie, but it's there. That's what happens every day. And so, you watch the movie and you go, okay, so on the surface, it's telling us that we shouldn't, be racist, we shouldn't judge people, we shouldn't stereotype. How is this movie spiritual? How? And then you think, and you go, well, number one, easy answer is that, God doesn't want us to stereotype, to judge others. That's not our job. See, God says that He is the one who is going to judge everyone, not us. Then you look deeper, and you realize that in the movie, there's one guy, one cop, who doesn't put up with the whole stereotype judging racial issue. He gets upset, and he says, I'm not working with this other cop who does this, I'm out. And so he gets his own car. He has to degrade himself in order to separate himself from that. And it makes an impact, where as time goes on, each person starts to see that's connected. They go, whoa, this is a big issue. This is wrong. And they step back, and they start making the good choices. Because all it takes is one person to come up and say, no, this is wrong, and this is how it should be, and to live a Christian life, and we can change the world that way. And then you look, and you go, there's a prime example. Because in the movie, there's this little girl, and her dad gives her this cloak, this little, cloak saying that this is going to protect you. It'll keep bullets, everything away from you. And then in the movie, a guy pulls a gun on her dad. On their front lawn. And he's gonna die. And the little girl's looking out the screen door and she sees the gun, she sees her dad, and she calls out to mom, and mom finally comes towards her, and she goes, Dad doesn't have the cloak. And she pushes the door open and charges down at her dad. And she's running. And she jumps and the gun goes off. And you realize that the girl got shot. And in that scene, my heart stopped. I couldn't breathe. It was intense. And you look, and the girl isn't moving, and the dad is screaming because his little girl just got shot. And the music builds, and then the little girl, you hear her voice. She goes, it's okay, Dad. I protected you. And he looks, he's astounded. There's no bullet wound on her. She wasn't hit. And so they go inside, and I thought about it. I was like, what does that mean? I realized that the little girl is like Jesus. Because Jesus, knew that guns are bad. Evil is bad. Just like the little girl, she knew guns were bad. They killed. And she said, no, I can save him. I was given this gift. And she goes running down, just like Jesus came running down to this earth, because he wanted to save us, and jumped in front of the deadly weapon, or Satan. He blocked sin. He took it all. And then he rose. Well, like the little girl, she wasn't dead. She was like, there. And we were happy. We rejoiced because we realized that Jesus isn't dead. He's alive. He's there for us. But at the same time, he protected us. He saved us. And so now it's our turn to go out into the world, out there, and change the world by stopping all the judgmental people, by stopping racism, to go out there and say, no, this is enough. This is what Jesus wants us to do.